Welcome to part 3 of the DeadThree film breakdown of the Gonzaga BYU game from a few weeks ago. If we start this game, they're on a 17-4 run. I think it was a 17-3 run, possibly. So Gonzaga's done a great job. BYU just scored. And what I really like is how quickly Timmy's getting the ball out of bounds, how quickly they push the ball up the floor. So granted, right there, they scored. Timmy gets it out. Like they haven't even dribbled. Like there's the dribble, right? Timmy gets it out immediately. Ball doesn't even hit floor, right? Passes it there. Everybody's running. Now the ball's at half court, 30 on the clock, right? It took them all of that. And then they keep their dribble alive. They change it through the big. They got the big boy down here sealing. So we got 7 foot versus a guard, right? He's even pointing it out. He's like, hey, something's not right. This guy is, I believe, 6'7", 6'8", guarding Timmy. Timmy's a good three. He's not going to stick that three, but we've got a mismatch here. Everybody seems to recognize it, right? And we're going to keep wide here and just play, right? Look at that seal out. So there's already a seal out going on right there. And this looks like it could be a dunk, right? Nobody's moving on the airtime of the ball there. And look at where he gets it. Okay, yeah, if you're blessed with a 7'2" guy, that's going to be the #1 pick in the draft, but I'm not sure what happened here, right? One, I'm curious on, like, he's not really even fighting, like, and I'm not being critical of great players and mismatches, right? Like he was just open. So four seems to be struggling. I know nothing about this team. I really like BYU. They're 17-7. They lose this game by 20 or so, but they end up, winning a couple of games here recently. But 13 just by, emergency gets it, right? But he's definitely not fighting here. So this is the deal. You get to the paint, you get to the mouth of the rim, you get into the hole, and you get the ball there, you're going to win. You should win, right? And you get that dunk, right? So, Coach Pope here is not happy, and he's automatically looking to get somebody out. And maybe rightfully so, right? 13 can't be expected to guard that. So we get the high ball screen. 4 just seems to be a little, maybe I'm sure that's the look. It's a ball screen to get Timmy here. It's an immediate roll and change, right? So we've seen these plays before. That's the look, but maybe he cuts too early. Right? Everything just seems to be kind of out of whack a little bit. I do like 13. I really like how tight he gets the ball screens. We're here. There's bad spacing here. He didn't have it. It'd be great if we had somebody right here. It'd be great if he had his dribble alive for a relief dribble. That is a rough pass against teams. But look, I like this guy. He signed with Utah and then changed his mind and went to BYU. I probably would have too, even though I'm a Utah graduate. But I like what Coach Pope's doing at BYU. I'm going to root for him, but he looks here to immediately change it. We don't give it up on the dribble handoff. See how he sets it up? So here it is to our kids. We have some really good players on our team, and their development is here. How to set this screen up. He's walking in, and then look, and then what's the play? Back cut ball screen. If he keeps his dribble alive, it looks like he's pushing off, not in a bad way, but pushing off right hand, left shoulder to a back cut. Nope. And then he stunts him. Now we get dribble handoff. And look at how he catches facing, right? This guy seems to be in a bad spot most of the time, right? I'm not sure what happened with the video here. So here's the dribble handoff. There's that. I really like, again, how he gets it. There's the kick. There's the stunt. He catches it, shows it. Ball screen, like we just got a lot of bigs right down here, right? So here's the thing. I'm not picking on the kid, but like it just is such a bad deal. Like, and I feel this because listen, Holmgren's the #1, 2, 3 player pick in the draft, right? He's killing it. He's on a roll this game. He ends up with like 20 and 15 with a whole bunch of blocks. It reminds me of when I would take my teams and go play a Division I school. We were like an NAIA school, and we'd go play Division I schools, and just this is exactly what would happen to us. Like he's a 10-year pro, and he's not, and he's 7'2", right? So he's trying to. He gets away with this against everybody else except for Chet Holmgren and Gonzaga. It's a great look. I feel like he's always out of position and messing up the spacing offensively, but here we go, right? So now we get the block. Look. This is for my group, every group, wide, wide. We have two bigs back. Look at Timmy's going. There's the change of the floor, right? And we get the turnover. But yeah. So here's the thing. I remember reading somewhere or somebody saying from Roy Williams, like Roy Williams at Kansas and Carolina was a fast breaking team and he wanted to fast break. And his comment is this: if you're going to fast break, you better deal with turnovers, right? You just better deal with it, right? You better be that type of coach that this turnover here you can handle. You've got to be, otherwise, you know, you're going to be so scared to fast break, right? But it's the right look, right? See, he's calling for it to get thrown up, you know, and they didn't get it, right? So now we go the other direction. Ooh, look at Nebhart. You know, I really like Nebhart, but this sprinting back, now it's great when you have 7-2 back. You know, he's 7 foot, 7'2", something like that, right? It's great when you have that back because it makes them do that. But that's what you have to do if you're playing against a lottery pick, a number 1 pick in the draft. Nebhart's going to get drafted probably. They're the number 1 team, number two team in the nation at the time of this game, right? And this guy was, it's just having Holmgren just scares everybody into bad shots. Like this guy is, I don't know if he's not a McDonald's All-American, but he was really highly rated out of high school, really highly rated. And he looks petrified here. Right. And he knows, like, he's scared right here. He's like, oh boy. Right. And so because of that, the shot has changed. The shot is altered, right? You've got to go at him. You've got to go at big men. You can't be afraid. You've got to go at him. Right now, Holmgren is owning this game. Now, to give you a perspective here that you need to see, that's BYU. Right? They're playing the number 2 team in the nation. And this is exactly like BYU's atmosphere of the Marriott Center of 22,000 people that are screaming is awesome. Like there is a great energy and vibe here at BYU basketball. There just is in this facility. But man, when you go on a 17-2 run, you're the number 2 team in the nation and you get plays like this, that's going to quiet people down quickly. And you've got to do this as a team. You've got to do what you can as BYU to keep your crowd in it, to keep your team in it. And like this right here, man, you've got to have something there, right? Holmgren is the last to leave the floor. He's the last to leave the floor on what he blocks. And he's also got great range with his wingspan. All right. So kind of a fake, but there's that pocket pass, right? We've talked about this. They got open threes in part 1 off of Drew Timme right here. It's kind of a false ball screen, but it's the pocket pass right there, right? And he can make it. Now 45 has been struggling. So what a rough gig, right? They're getting destroyed right now. Like, who is this? Like, he's got to be stunting over when the ball gets ball side because he's an All-American and you've got to have scouting report that says it. We've got to be able to cycle up here and we've got to be able to V back here. Timmy's good enough to kick here. Like we say this to our team, this guy is in no position to help. I'd rather him shoot threes than let the 6'10" All-American get layups. Right. They're in trouble. Like Coach Pope's like, man, we may never stop them and we may never score again. And there's, and we can't even handle the ball. Right. So they just are out of sorts right now. No dribble handoff, and now we got a dead ball. Whew, right. Like these are kind of coach's worst nightmares. Now you're playing frantic, and they're just getting like they're out toughing you, out rebounding. And it's probably, it's Gonzaga's ball. So yeah, keep in mind, they were up 5-0. It's a 21-4 run. It's a 21-4 run. And BYU's not even getting good shots. Right? Maybe you could say around the post they're getting good shots, but Holmgren's just that good. So another false ball screen, another pocket pass, right? Look, they're doing the same thing now. 45, luckily, supports and recovers down the line on a one-step cutoff. There we are. Now, how Timmy's footwork, look, now we're getting it back. Now, I love this feed. I love it that we need to keep things spaced here. Hopefully 22 gets out of the way. We got to get Lerner out of the way. I believe his name's Lerner, 33, right? So, and maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe we dive and we cut, but let's see what they do. See, by standing, and listen, I'm not questioning anything Gonzaga does or any of these coaches. It's just a perspective. But by standing, you're able to yo-yo. This is a 50-50 yo-yo. He's, 50% on the line, right? 50% yo-yo. We're all on this yo-yo to the ball, but we're able to do it because nobody's moving. Now it looks like 3 is basket cutting, right? And because we don't move, like it's just a contested shot and it's an NBA shot. So I don't believe this to be a great possession by Gonzaga. So Lerner's able, I believe his name. Look, so we get a big run in the floor. Like you kind of have something here. You have a big running the floor, but you're not going to be able to throw it. And he's not in a position to play the MIG position, to use Kansas's phrase, right? There's no MIG in here, right? And we stopped to try to seal there. I'd get it in. Oh my word. Like everything that's going wrong, it's a 21-4 run and you get it right here. 4 hasn't helped you, 45 hasn't helped you. And the ball, we don't have any contact. We can't release our seal and we just don't get it. Like what a rough gig. What a rough gig with Holmgren out. Right. And now there's Timmy, ball screen, he flops it, FLOP, flop. We flop our cuts on occasion. There's a change, goes back. Instead of using the ball screen, we flop it. Now look, now they're in a position, like, I don't know what's going to happen here. He could score it. Lerner could come over and help. And then we'd have a dump here because he's not in a position to jam down. If Timmy stays in line of vision, you could have a hook pass back out to a good 3, right? But you have a fadeaway. So Lerner looks like he stunts. Looks like he's going to stunt and recover. Nope, he doesn't do any of it, right? So man, now it's a 23-4 run. And we're trying to figure out if we're ever going to score again, right? Help, they're not switching. They're getting through ball screens. All the drive lines are taken. They're deflecting every pass. And you've got the entire place that has 22,000 people, quiet. Pick and pop. We got a good seal here, but look at how Timmy opens up. Look at how they're able to defend on the first pound. Keep that in mind. Gonzaga is able to get to the rim. And maybe BYU is able to cut them off and get into a position of pickup and contact, but it's taking 3 pounds. Gonzaga is able to cover and cut them off on 1 pound, a 1 pound cutoff versus a 3 pound cutoff. And then we get more turnovers, right? Timmy's the rim runner. Do you see that? The cutoff isn't happening. Oh my word. What do they call them? They call it travel. I didn't see it, right? So listen, good. You have to watch things and you root for coaches, not necessarily programs. I root for this coach, right? So much of what he does is not wrong, right? I like him. There's the pass. I don't see it. And I'm watching his feet here. I don't see it, right? But he jumps. It's a great little dump pass to a big. There's the shot fake, right? There's this, but listen, he's working to encourage. He knows he's getting his butt kicked. He knows this is not going well, and he knows jumping him isn't going to be, but you got a good play there and you got to kind of applaud it. Listen, Gonzaga's on a 23-4 run with Holmgren out. They continue to kind of roll here a little bit. There is going to be a part 4 to this. We're going to get that going. Please, subscribe to our channel. I appreciate all the support that people lent us. I love talking ball. Please leave comments if there's any discussion you'd like to have about this game or any other game. And we appreciate it.